It's 8:19 Eastern time. I've been up for a while. We're going to have a little discussion here. I'll turn this plant real quick. Gotta give it some. I all tangled my wires. Good morning, guys. Just here. So I was going to stream some games, but PSN is down. It's been down since yesterday, so that's fun. But I thought it would be a good chance to kind of, introduce myself a little bit and have a little discussion. So that's where I am. So I kind of want to just talk about mechs in general when it comes to anime, movies, all media, why we're so fascinated by robots, mechs, technology advancement, AI-driven worlds, kind of on that route. So we're going to deep dive into that a little bit. I just have to get a couple things situated here. I mean, all right, let's do this, guys. So like I said, good morning, everybody. Good morning. Welcome to the stream. If you're in a mech, sci-fi, horror, anything like that, guys, this is your stream to go to. This whole channel is called Project A.S.C.E.N.D. A.S.C.E.N.D is my mech book I'm working on. It is a mech sci-fi horror book inspired by a lot of different elements, honestly. Inspired by a lot, obviously my own ideas and just so much different animes and movies and shows and books and just even music, which might sound weird, but there's just so many things that kind of like, made me really think and take inspiration from, and that's the point, right? So if you're into mech, sci-fi, horror, anime, gaming, and deep storytelling, you guys are in the right place. This channel is about my journey as a writer and an artist. I'm more of a painter, an abstract artist, but I'm trying to get more into drawing because I want to illustrate my own work. So I'm going to, I already started, research and studying different art concepts, techniques, learning the basics, using the shapes, the angles, really studying mechanics, how mechanical things work, robotics work, how things are put together, studying war, studying war machines, like tanks and all of the above, technology, where it's going, the advancement. I knew there's a lot of research involved and writing and all that because I know writers have been working on books for 10, 15 years and still going at it and researching and working on stuff. So I was really no rush with this trilogy, but I thought I would do something different, which is try to share my journey a bit, which I am a little nervous about because people are thieves. Little nervous about that. a little about me, guys. I don't love being on camera. I know there's people that gone through worse and have, I guess, body deformities, body issues. I have nothing severe or anything. It's just an insecurity of mine. Um, like, I think, to you, my face probably looks fine. Just have Bell's palsy on this side, so when I'm looking at myself, I get a little, because like when I smile, this side is usually closed more and hangs, so I feel a little weird. And this one looks like a little more bug-eyed. Ah! So besides that, so if you see that, that's that. I still have Bell's palsy. So I just want to let you guys know I'm not like that tweaking out. Um, just makes me feel better explaining that first. But anyways, guys, um, I am Ryan Hornick. I'm a creator in every sense of that word. Honestly, I write, I make music, I love to paint, I like to draw, I like to take pictures, I like to sculpt. I I mean, you name it. I would love to make a movie. I want to make an anime. Like, I want to make a Project Ascend into a trading card game. I also want to be a board game or like miniature situation. Um, so this is going to go deep, guys. So if you really want to follow a really unique page in my eyes, this would be it. I know I don't have any fancy stream layouts or anything yet. I'll get there. I'm a father, work hard. Things are tough with the money these days because everything's so expensive. So I try my best, guys, and I really hope that you see my passion and my honesty and my care and my kindness through my videos, and that will attract the right people I want, anyways, to watch my videos. So to all you pure souls out there, thank you for watching, and hit that subscribe button. All right. So I'm a huge gamer. Really nerdy. Love card games, love board games, love just everything about creating that kind of stuff. I just think it's so fascinating. I've always have, to be honest with you. So like anything nerdy. Most importantly, I'm a father to an amazing son. It was actually his birthday yesterday. He just turned 9. I can't believe it. He keeps me inspired every day. And I have an amazing fiance, and she's really inspiring. She's an amazing writer. That's where she really got me into writing, to be honest with you. She's always writing. And I have 2 amazing stepdaughters as well. This channel is all about deep dives into storytelling, anime, world building, and gaming. Focus on mecha, sci-fi, and horror. I'm also working on a sci-fi horror trilogy called Project Ascend, like I mentioned, which I'll be sharing more about as we go. So guys, like I said, grab your coffee, sit back, let's chat. Let me know in the comments what your favorite mecha, anime, game, or sci-fi world is, all right? Where's my kitty cat? I kind of feel like I should grab more coffee, to be honest with you. All right, guys. Trying to think of where I want to start because there is a lot to start with. Is there any specific spot you guys would like to start? No? All right, then I will just go ahead then, guys, because it's about to be 10 minutes in, and I want to get this going here. I guess this goal isn't just a discussion. I would like to be more like thought provoking, to be honest with you. Kind of have you walking out here with some like information and also like, that got me thinking a bit. I like that. I like learning. I like critical thinking. So, like I said, what's your favorite anime, movie, or game, and why does it stick with you? How about that? I like that one a little bit more. All right, guys. I'm gonna grab a little more coffee. Since no one's in here right now, anyways. I'm coming, guys. I'm coming. Should pull my nose. I don't think you want to hear me on the screen. Oh my god! All right, I made it back. I made it back. The thing is clogged. I hate when they clog. All right, guys, we're doing it. All right, let's jump into it. I'm breaking down Mechs, horror, AI, how they shape some of the best sci-fi stories ever told, whether it's anime, games, or books. These elements create some of the most thought-provoking and unforgettable worlds. All right, Mechs and storytelling. Why do we love them? Why do we keep coming back to them? Why? Why? Think for a second. Why do we keep coming back to giant robots? Is it power fantasy? Military strategy? Or is it something deeper? What do you guys think? Because giant robots are more than just war machines, right? They represent something bigger. Our fears, our ambitions. Sorry, my thing just turned up. And the future of war. It can be extensions of the pilot's will or cold corporate tools used for destruction. Depending on the story, mechs are can be heroic, tragic, excuse me, or horrifying, right? I hear my cat in the background. Now, there's, I guess, different types of mechs, like Gundam, like war and politics. Mechs are tools of war, right? Where ideology and power struggles decide the future. Are pilots just weapons, or do they actually shape history? An Armored Core is more dystopian survival, right? A world where war is privatized and pilots fight for profit more. Not really just war. Does technology dehumanize us? What do you think? Or do you think it gives us freedom? I think these are some good questions. And then we also have things like BattleTech, Mech Warrior, which is more realism and tactics. Mechs treated as military assets, where battles aren't won by just super weapons, but actual strategic thinking or realistic war battles compared to who has the biggest giant war robot. When there's like Neon Genesis, Evangelion, which I mean, like I said, these are just some of the things I take inspiration from. That's why I'm more talking about these ones. That's more psychological horror and the fear of the unknown, and that's what I really like to grasp with my trilogy is the fear of the unknown. I think that is a big thing for just humans in general. Oh yeah. Let's think about this. The fear of the unknown. That's pretty vague, right? That literally could just be you waking up and not knowing what today brings. That could be today and tomorrow, and that could be a week. That could be your whole future. That could just be going to a situation at work, not knowing what's going to happen. That could you be going on a trip, not knowing what's going to happen on the way there, or a new area. I mean, there's just so much things with that. So I really want to deep dive into this because to me, it's a very powerful theme. The fear of the unknown. This is the kind of thing that sticks with you. It's not because it's what you see, but because what you don't understand. And I think a lot of people don't understand most things unless they try to learn. And sadly, nowadays in 2025, I think a lot of people are. I don't want to, start off and calling people anything. I don't want to judge people or be negative at all on this channel. That's not what I'm about at all. I think some people do. Life is tough. Life is tough. Let's start. And I think people do find it easier to escape, make excuses, and just exist without having to make things harder. I think to grow and learn, you do need to be uncomfortable and a lot of times go through a lot of tough things. And it's a lot of growing pains and anxieties and it's nerves. It's not easy, but I think with that, obviously, you grow and you learn so much about life, and you could really teach everyone around you, and also just be more loving and caring and more open, accepting, have more room for others. But anyways, I'm getting off topic here. So yeah, I just have a little bit of notes. That's what I'm good. So the moment the story, the moment a story makes you question reality, the moment it makes you feel small in the grand scheme of things, that is where true horror lives. Like, I was watching, what is it? IDO, yeah, IDO. It's supposed to be a PG anime, but it's about, I forgot what year it is. I honestly want to say it's like 20 something, not like far out in the future. But they have you shift your consciousness into these robots, and I can relate because I use stuff like that in my book. And you have to call back, and you shift your consciousness from that robot back into yourself, and you're floating in this little pod thing. Usually when you do it, you just go right back, and you're groggy, but you get back in your body and you're fine. Well, some reason her thing was damaged and she couldn't go back to her body, and she started panicking and screaming and freaking out. And that really got me. That really got me, because we're just souls in a vessel, we're like, this is just imagine, just to imagine that, where we have the technology to transfer our consciousness, our souls, our spirits, us, into something else, and then for some odd reason to be able to go back to what you know is like your main self, which you've always been your whole life. Even though some people like said your soul is you and this is just a vessel, but then but you've always been that body your whole life. So to not be able to go back and to be stuck into something that isn't truly you, I think is terrifying. Like, it makes my skin crawl. It makes me feel so uncomfortable and anxious. This is a tough one for me to talk about because I don't know. And some people are like, you're gonna be watching this like, oh, what? It's not that serious. But if you really think about it, I think if you truly take time to put yourself in the shoes, and like, if you have that kind of imagination and that thought process, um, empathy, and just to really put yourself, it's uncomfortable. It is so uncomfortable, and I use that in my book, and it's just, mm-mm. Just nope. And another one, body horror. I do like body horror. I use that. I don't like it. I shouldn't say I like. Ooh, I like it. I don't like it. It's gross. I love horror. I'm more of a I wouldn't say realistic horror, but like I do like unsettling. I like nuanced layers, depth, not just like jump scares and easy things. But Shinji Itsu, or Ito, I mean, um, I'm thinking like the freaking anime and the writer are two things at once. Oh my god. His body horror and stuff is really inspiring. So I try to put that kind of aspect too, of like shock value, in my book, because it goes from the horror, psychological, and then the body horror, especially. That's the one that especially that drills up, escalates at each book. By book 3, it's like, poof, yo, this guy is, yo, Brian Hornick, you got to chill with this, bro. What are you doing? Or girls like, oh my god, like, what is this, Or anyone you identify as, it doesn't really matter. Whoever reads, whoever reads is going to be like, oof, oof, oof. If you're still watching this, thank you. I appreciate you. And subscribe, please, if you can handle this kind of talking. So, why are we scared of the unknown? The psychological roots of fear, right? Humans are wired to fear what we can't explain. Humans are silly. That's what it really comes down to. Humans are just silly. You know, I'm just gonna go back one more time. I'm sorry, guys. I'm a mess right now. I'm tired and just did that and ADHD and anxiety and all that good stuff. I like traditional horror though. Let's go back on track here before I start ranting. That relies on jump scares and gore. The fear of the unknown works in a different way. It makes you feel uneasy, right? Because your brain is trying to fill in the blanks. It's trying to understand something that simply just doesn't make any sense. And that's why sci-fi horror is one of the best ways to explore this fear, as it introduces concepts, creatures, and AI that go beyond human comprehensions. So why do we even fear the unknown? It goes back to something deeper, right? Ingrained in our brains, our ancestors had to be hyper aware of our threats, right? In their environment. If you're alone in the dark and you heard something rustling in the bushes, your survival instinct told you your fear there's something out there. Even if you couldn't see it, that instinct is still inside of us, right? Even in today's world, in 2025, in this crazy world. It's just the less you know, it's just scarier to us. This is why movies and games that over explain their monsters or AI become less scary. They just usually become less scary. Then when we understand what's actually going on, it's like, oh, yeah, that's not that scary. It just stops being terrifying, right? The best horror keeps just enough hidden to keep our brains working overtime. Once you find something out, it just doesn't scary. So I'm gonna try to keep onto this for a second. You use an example of this, and I don't think they should have done this. Would be the show from. They have these monsters, creatures. I don't want to give too much away. I mean, if you're sorry, I guess spoiler alert, slightly. Um, from the show from the whole time you're like wondering about these creatures because when you see them they just look like people and you know that they can rip people apart. They apparently can feast upon them or just not even eat them. They like toy with them, but you never see it. You hear it. You see them walking towards them and they talking like people and smiling, being all weird, and that's uneasy because you don't know what they are, right? You don't know where they come from, and then you find out where they sleep. Still weird. Like, why are they down there? Why do they sleep like this? Why do they only come out at night? And you find out like they can run. They choose not to toy with them. So that still leaves when will they run? Why are they still toying with it? Like that still leaves so many questions and uneasiness of what's going on. Like, oof, it's uncomfortable. But then there's a point in the show where you see them eating or whatever they're doing with somebody, and you see them, I guess, in their transformation or however you would like to put it, and not scary, kind of silly. Um, just because we are desensitized And we've seen so many things where in a true reality, this would be a terrifying looking creature. But because of what we're used to and what we've already seen, my brain just was like, yeah, okay. But also because of that, there's no fear of the unknown anymore. That whole time I'm trying to put together what this thing could look like, what that whole visual of it eating would look like. My brain's working to really visualize, put together the pieces in that scene to kind of, will it transform? Does it stay the same? Does it have extra traits when it transforms? If it transforms, what does it look like? What does it I mean, we kind of hear what it sounds like. There's so many questions still. But then once you see it, you know how it acts in that scene. That scene is right there in front of you. You're watching it. And when it's even more overwhelming than your own imagination of what you thought that horrific scene would be, it really kills a lot of that horror element. Now, luckily for that show, they threw so many unknowns on there. There are still a couple unknowns that are like, uh-oh. But that was the main one. So to shatter that perspective, break that, not, I guess, yeah, just perspective, that reality for the viewer. Um, I'm not sure why they did that. I honestly don't think they should have ever. I think that should have always been a mystery or not revealed until the very, very end. But then you still have the chance of it being so underwhelming at the end that people are going to be upset unless you have something that anchors that ending even harder to have people can get over that because you have two or you have other strong points. I would even give it more than one other strong point to really carry that lesser, you know? Hey, this coffee's tasty. So that's, the fear unknown is just amazing. So I really try to incorporate that in my book. Is there's stuff going on. You're reading it and there's stuff. It's I guess you'll see, but I'll be showing some stuff shortly. Um, there's also the fear of powerlessness. I'm leaning really hard in this video. I should probably readjust here. It was kind of comfortable until my back started hurting because I have lower back issues. Probably shouldn't have leaned. I think it made it worse. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Gotta do some stretching. Sci-fi horror also thrives on powerlessness, right? Thrives at making us feel small constantly. The universe is massive. We barely understand a fraction of it. So, what happens when we come across something truly alien, like something we can't even categorize or communicate with or even fight back against? That's also where true horror lives. The fact that we're just ants, like even smaller. You know what I mean? If you look through this universe, we're little bacteria compared to this. There's something out there that is so much more advanced and smarter and stronger than us, and they can just come by any moment. Right? That's what. Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! That's not good. No! 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 That's not good. So that's not good, right? Let me ask you this, guys. What's scarier? Monster you can see or something completely unknown that exists just outside your sight. So things are going on and happening, and you know about it. But you don't see it, no. You don't see it. Ugh. I don't like it. But if you see it, you know it. You know what to expect. But if you don't even know what it looks like, and it's stuff's happening around you, you don't like that. Trying to think of some best examples or some good examples of the unknown. Let's break down some of these examples, guys. The fear of the unknown in sci-fi horror. These are stories that don't just scare you; they make you question reality itself. And this is one I'm going to cover on my channel soon. I think I don't know if I'm going to do it this week. I might honestly maybe I'll start tonight. It was going to be next week, but I kind of want to start sooner than later. We'll see. But anyways, Dead Space. If you guys have played Dead Space, you already know. If you have not played Dead Space, you're iffy because it's a little bit, I didn't want to say it, older, because I'm only 33, so saying older is wild to me. If you haven't played it, you probably should. I played it when it, like, honestly, whenever it first came out. It's been a while, so I don't really remember it well. So it's that's why I want to revisit it, because I know it was like, whoa. Yeah, Dead Space. At first glance, Dead Space seems like a standard survival horror game with monsters. But the real fear from that game comes from the marker, an alien object that no one understands. It drives people insane. It mutates the dead and spreads without any clear goal. And I didn't really realize, I guess I took some inspiration from Dead Space as well. There's something in my book that drives the pilots insane and mutates them, and spreads. So yeah, I have a lot of things going on in my book that are just crazy. I'm very excited about. Yeah, so it spreads without any clear goal. So scientists in the game try to study it, all right? And we see that in the game. But even they can't figure out what it actually wants. So that's what makes it terrifying. It just follows its own logic we simply can't comprehend. And like I said, if we can't understand it, we fear it. Sorry, guys, my back. Oh, yeah. Now, this one, I remember starting, but I some reason couldn't get into it, and I stopped. But also, I have a bad habit of just starting stuff, and when come to the games, like my ADHD, and I was like, start something. I'm like, I don't really feel like playing. That's why I start this. This is one of those games, but I do want to come back to it, and I don't know if I'm going to cover it on this channel or just play and then talk about it. But it's Soma. I think that's how you pronounce it. Soma. Soma. It's like losing yourself in a AI consciousness. This game doesn't scare you with jump scares. It scares you by making you question what it means for you to be alive. So if you upload your consciousness into a machine, are you still you? If a copy of you exists, right? So if you're copying yourself, which one's the real you? And if the original one dies, who is the real one? Someone doesn't answer these questions, it just leaves you with them, making you sit in existential dread. I thought that was cool. I thought that was neat. And I think that's another one that we should think about. Even like the whole cloning thing, like people are cloning their dogs and stuff. I think, God, we're cloning things. Like there's a lot of stuff we're leaning into in these sci-fi movies and horror stuff that we're like afraid of that we're starting to do. So that's pretty interesting. I should even say starting to, that we have been doing. I guess that is just more verbal these days, more out there. Excuse me. There's also Warhammer 40K. I mean, it's Warhammer 40K. That's should I say more? I think I should explain why I'm inspired by that. So, I guess the warp and chaos gods would be, I want to talk about that for a quick couple of seconds here. Minutes, I mean. The best examples are cosmic horror and sci-fi. The warp. It's part of space where reality itself doesn't function normally. Time stops making sense. Creatures exist that can destroy you just by looking at you. And worst of all, humans actually worship these beings, even though they don't fully even understand them. That's the true horror. Not just that something unknown exists, but that people choose to embrace it. Yeah, they choose to actually embrace these things. And I think, once again, just a common society and what we live in now, I think that's an easy, you could see that in a heartbeat what people are, this just popped up now, there would be people that be like, worship, worship, worship. So like, come on now. So chat, question, or viewers, comments, leave these in the comments below. I need to know. We gotta engage. We gotta talk. We have to communicate, please. Communication is so important. Let's talk. Okay. What's more terrifying? The fear of something that actively wants to destroy you, or something so massive and incomprehensible that it doesn't even recognize your existence? Think about that. What's more terrifying? The fear of something that actively wants to destroy you, or something so massive and incomprehensible that it doesn't even recognize your existence? Love to know, guys. Let me know, okay? Now, I would like to I like to dive in, guys. I like to dive in now to AI and the fear of the unknowable future. Let's talk about AI. One of the most realistic, can't talk this morning, realistic versions of the fear of the unknown. Because AI is real, we are creating it, and we have no idea what will happen once it surpasses human intelligence. Will it be benevolent, indifferent, or something much, much worse? What is it? HAL? HAL 9000 from the 2001 Space Odyssey. At first, HAL is just an assistant AI running a spaceship, but then it starts making decisions that don't make sense. It kills the crew, not because it's evil, but because it follows its own logic. One that humans don't understand. That's the true terror of AI. Not that it's bad, but that it might not even see us as relevant. We're just not needed. Us in this scenario doesn't make sense. Us in this equation to get to their answer doesn't make sense. Hell, we may even be in the way. We may even be in error for them. So they just want to wipe us out. And to them, it's not bad. It's just getting rid of the issue, getting rid of the problem. It's problem solving. If you were to solve a problem, you would like to get rid of the issue, wouldn't you? We get rid of cockroaches. We get rid of ants, right? We go to the store. Hey, where's the poison section? Where's the rat traps? Hey, where's that stuff I can blow up? I've heard this before. I just put little sticks of dynamite down in my hole and killed like the moles, all those things. Guys, we do it too. We do it too. So Umbra, that is actually in my book, Project A.S.C.E.N.D. My own sci-fi trilogy, guys. I have Project A.S.C.E.N.D. AI just isn't a tool. It's a force behind human comprehension. It's the machine in this world that don't just fight wars, they evolve, they create, and eventually they start asking questions. What is life? What is existence? Why does war exist? And the worst part, no one can stop them from learning. They have their own agenda, and you will see what that is, I guess, if you guys stay tuned and follow my journey and then read my first novel when it comes out called Project A.S.C.E.N.D. Well, make sure you follow this channel, guys. Subscribe, because we'll be talking about my book more and breaking down notes and more stuff like this, not just gaming. We'll also be talking about more movies and all that good stuff. So would you guys ever trust an AI to run the world? Or does that idea terrify you? Would you guys allow a stronger AI into your home? Not stronger, like I'm sure some of you guys use some form of AI, whether you're content creating or school or work. I don't know if you're ChatGPT, what the hell there's like all the image creator stuff. There's so much out there. There's AIs for everything, AI prompts. But that's just like smaller AI stuff, right? Now, what if we can have like AI beings in our home, like maids and stuff, like helpers? Would you be okay with that? Yeah, they're harmless. That's what they say. They're harmless. There's been no accidents so far. Yeah, this version, it's been tested. It's fine. So stuff like that. Like, would you ever trust an AI? Now I'd like to go to how fear the unknown shapes sci-fi and horror stories. So I want to wrap this up with how this concept shapes entire universes. What makes a story truly unsettling isn't just what's happening, it's what's hidden, what's implied, and what we'll never fully understand. Cosmic horror, mechs. Why do they go hand in hand? How Project A.S.C.E.N.D uses the unknown. Final thoughts. The most effective unknowns in fiction is kind of where my final thoughts are going. In my chat, guys, my chat question for you guys, or my viewer question, is what do you think is scarier? The fear of an enemy you can't see, or the fear of an enemy you can't even understand? All right, guys. So I like this part, talking about the fear of the unknown. It's one of the most powerful storytelling tools in sci-fi and horror, because the best stories don't just scare you, they make you question reality itself. If you enjoyed this part of the discussion, make sure you guys liked, subscribe, and please stick around because I'm not done talking. Whew. Piloting. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to freaking answer something real quick. Bugaboo. Also trying to decide if I want to go. Probably should talk about mechs. Probably should get on the mech topic, huh? Oh, okay. Hey, my mother texted me. I don't want to. Can't. I like ignoring people, even though I'm literally live streaming. I don't like to. There we go. That makes me feel better. Just not ignoring people. How are we doing with this coffee? Not too bad. How are you guys doing? You guys doing okay? I know I got no one actually in here, but oops, I don't want to just like. If you're watching this afterwards, though, like if you're viewing this, just probably skipping past all this nonsense. But thank you for watching. I want to kind of get back because I kind of just ranted about that kind of stuff for a bit here. So I want to get back to like the actual mech topic. Like, why do we love giant robots? Because that's what I started with. I kind of went off a bit here, almost an hour later. Why do we love giant robots? I just think there is something primarily satisfying about piloting a giant mechanical war machine. I know me personally, I have to admit, I want to like admit this on live stream. Like I do. I want to say fantasize, I guess, but like I have no interest in fighting war, any of that. Gun, I like. Well, yeah, I would own a gun, but like, don't want to be that. But if I was told that there are mechs and they need pilots and there's a pilot training thing and I could pilot a mech, I honestly feel like I'd probably think about it. I wouldn't say, you know, if I didn't have my child and their fiance, like if I didn't have a family, I know for a heart it would be 100% die Reddit. But because of a family, it still would be a no. That's what I'm getting at. Like I would definitely think about it because I think it's so fascinating. And just, I usually don't think of myself wanting power, but to get inside that and feel so powerful and just to be inside that thing seems so insane. Like, I don't know. Anyways, whether it's in anime games or even just daydreaming at work, like me, we all fantasize about stepping into the cockpit, right? Locking into our neural interface. My brain. And taking command of something far larger than ourselves. But why? Why? What is it about mechs that makes us love them so much? Why? Why? Power fantasy, right? A mech is an extension of the pilot's will. It takes human limits and throws them out of the window. You're no longer bound by your own physical strength. You are the embodiment of destruction and precision. Let's say a mech is an extension of a pilot's will. So it's not just like I'm gonna drive this car. Every like you are the mech is you. the mech becomes part of you. Like, I don't understand. Like, it's insane to me. There's like control and mastery. Unlike superpower, I cannot talk. I think it's just my nerves. I'm a little nervous. I'm gonna admit, I'm a little nervous. Unlike superhero powers, a mech isn't given to you. You have to master it. You have to train, learn its weight, feel its movements, right? That learning curve right there makes it yours in a way that no other fantasy vehicle does. Plus the Neuralink, like there's nothing like it. It's like a fusion of man and machine. Piloting a mech isn't just operating it. The best mechs feel like I said, an extension of your body. Whether it's through neural interfaces like a Pacific Rim, or the sheer precision controlling an AC without Neuralink, like an Armored Core 6. I think it could also be a symbol of the ultimate warrior. Mechs aren't just tools, they define their pilots. What's it? Amir Ray isn't just a soldier, he's the White Devil. The Gundam isn't just a machine, it's an icon, right? If you're piloting a mech, you're not just a fighter, you're a legend waiting to be written. Pilots of mechs are just iconic. Who's your favorite? First of all, who's your favorite pilot? I don't care what series, anything. Curious. And also, if you could pilot any mech in fiction, which one would it be and why? Let me know, guys. Let me know. Let me know. How mechs function in what they represent in different universes. Not all mechs are the same, right? Depending on the universe, their function changes entirely. Some are walking tanks, some are living weapons, and some are symbols of war. Why, while others are borderline gods. And let's just try to break some of them down. Just a little bit, guys. Real mechs, the tactical and military machines. Examples would be Gundam, you see in Battletech, Mech Warrior, Front Mission, and Titanfall games. What they represent would be the reality of mechanized warfare, cost, and strategy, and how they function. These mechs are expensive, slow moving machines. They require a lot of maintenance, fuel, and ammunition. They're not invincible, right? One good shot can take out an arm or a leg. They're more used in political and corporate wars, often replacing traditional vehicles. I think that's a lot of stuff that people just don't think of when they watch stuff or playing, which I don't expect people to think about, but um, I guess a little bit more nerdy than I realized, and I like to hyper focus on things, and this is what I'm hyper focusing on right now, are mechs, and I find this fascinating. So, in these universes, mechs aren't God, they're just equipment. They can break down and they can be stolen, and in some cases, be even outdated. You don't just get into a Gundam and win, you have to fight for every victory. And sometimes the enemy just has a better machine. I once again, I like to try to incorporate this in mine because from book 1 to book 3, the world evolves. Okay, I would hope so, right? Well, my book it does. I think it should. It's so good. Let you know it does evolve. There is character development and world development, and it's just everything developing. And so don't worry. My next question for you: would mechs actually be practical in real world warfare? Or would they just be outclassed by drones and tanks? What do you guys think? I think they could be used. Um, I just think it would be down to possibly the destruction cost, like the cost of warfare itself. Would it cost less to make one, and the battle itself, the damage done during battle? Because I'm guessing a Gundam will, or not Gundam, the mech would be large or whatever large, and the destruction, if you fight in a city, how much the city would be destroyed, and during that battle, with the overall cost, as long make sure there's no obviously lives lost, and everyone's evacuated in that kind of scenario, with the cost of rebuilding that area from the destruction and the cost of a mech be cheaper and more effective than the other units and equipment and military. Like, are you going to use humans like military? Are you going to be using drones, tanks, that aspect? So I guess you would have to weigh out your options for that, right? um, I kind of think my brain shifted to yes quick, and then I was like, "Oh, the damage and stuff," and then I was kind of shifting back to yeah, because I feel like there would be a lot less lives lost. That's very important. You don't want to kill people. At least I don't think that's the point of war. Um, there's also super robots, the mythological and legendary mechs, like I'm gonna murder this one. Gurren Lagann, that anime, which I want to start. I think I started the first episode, but I need to finish my other anime first. I really want to watch this one. Uh, the Mazinger Z, Code Gas, um, Lancelot, Macros, Valkyries. What they represent would be human ambition, divine power, the limitless potential. Now, these ones, they defy physics completely. No need for ammo, no worries about weight. They fight through sheer willpower. They are an extension of the pilot's soul. The stronger your determination, the stronger the mech becomes. Um, so this also is kind of the development in the how my mechs, which are called A.S.C.E.N.D units, and I also have ESTs, which are smaller mobile units. They're almost think of like Warframe. That would be an EST in mine. They're a lot smaller. You can fit a human. It'll just be like just a little bit bigger than the human, but they have abilities and special weapons, and they're a lot quicker, almost like Warframes. You know what I mean? Yeah, I just got sidetracked and just totally lost my thought. Oh yeah, so that's what I'm saying. My world develops, so my Ascend and ESTs evolve and get better through time in books. And that's something that happens. They do become stronger with them. I guess it must become an extension of the pilot's soul as well. I don't want to, it's pretty wild. They're also some tied to destiny, prophecy, or unique bloodlines. Usually, not everyone can pilot them. They choose their pilots. I think that's cool. Um, I didn't realize how much I kind of take a little inspiration from everything. I didn't realize, and well, I guess I can't take some inspiration when I've never seen them, but like I take inspiration from a lot of different things and a lot of sources. I think my trilogy has a lot of little elements sprinkled in. I'll keep people interested. I'm hoping. Super robots are basically gods of the mech world. They aren't about logic or realism. They're about power, inspiration, and breaking limits. And Gurren Lagann, it's not about what the machine can do, it's about what you believe it can do. If you believe it hard enough, your drill will pierce the heavens. That's crazy. Now, would you rather pilot something grounded and real, or a legendary mech that breaks the laws of physics? I mean, for me, I think to me, it's a little bit easy. I'd rather be like a legendary mech personally, but at what cost, right? At what cost? Essential mechs, when the machine becomes something else. Evangelion, Xenowars, Armored Core 6, Warhammer 40k Titans. Merging with technology, the fear of losing control, AI horror. Now, how do these function? The pilot is not usually fully in control. The mech has its own instincts, thoughts, or even emotions. The mech might consume the pilot, biomechanical horror at its finest. These stories explore loss of humanity, AI ethics, and the terrifying question, are we using the machine or is the machine using us? That's crazy. The first time Shinzi's EVA Unit 01 moved on its own, the audience felt that fear. This wasn't a machine anymore, right? It was something else. When Armored Core 6 introduces mechs with coral technology that might be alive, it might question if these war machines have their own will. Now, would you trust a mech that has its own mind? Or is that crossing the line? I personally don't know how I would feel about that. I don't think I could trust a mech fully. I don't know. I guess it's, yeah, I mean, right now in this world, no. But in that world, I'm sure I would, you know. It's one thing to love mechs, but let's be real. Like I said, how many of us imagine stepping in a cockpit, gripping the controls, and actually piloting one? But why? Why do we crave that experience? You aren't just fighting, you are the machine, right? Your body is metal. Your fist crushed tanks, and your footsteps shake the ground. You probably feel like a god. It's a crazy feeling. Piloting a mech isn't just like playing a video game. You feel the weight, the movement, the heat, the battle, every step, every thruster boost. It's all part of the immersion. To feel all that, like that's what I want to feel. I want to feel it. That is me boosting, by the way. When you're inside a mech, you're not just you anymore. You're something greater. A lone warrior facing impossible odds. A legend that enemies fear. A force of destruction that reshapes the battlefield. In real life, we're fragile, very fragile. We're small. We can't even control our own surroundings. But inside of a mech, we become something greater, and I think that's why we love them. Now, if you had a chance to pilot a real mech, but at the risk of never returning to normal life, would you do it? I, uh, I mean, where I am in my life now, I would not. Once again, if I didn't have a family before, way back then, like I know I would definitely have. At the end of the day, mechs aren't just vehicles; they're reflections of who we are. Whether they're tools of war, divine weapons, or nightmares made of steel, they tell us something about our fears, our ambitions, and our dreams. What is it about mechs that makes them special to you? Is it the power, the design, the story, or is it something deeper? Now, if you guys love this part of the discussion, please make sure you like and subscribe. All right? I appreciate you guys. Cats are fighting out there. I don't like it. Oh, man. Guys, trying to decide if I want to continue. It's 9:30. Yeah, probably gonna just be done now. So everyone, um, thanks for coming. Thanks for this is new to me. I don't usually do these kind of things, but I think I'm gonna try to do these a lot more. So if you are down for these, please like and subscribe. Also, this is like I said, this is new to me. They will be better. I'll make sure to make these a little more interesting. Um, please let me know in the comments what you would like me to talk about in the future. I can definitely be more depth. I just kind of did like a rough like outline, you know. I just want to like kind of bring up some topics of discussion and make us kind of think. And maybe this would be a good starting point. You know, it's a good learning experience for both of us. Answer some of my questions below, and also what you would like to talk about, what you would like to, just help me out a little bit in the comments. What we'd like to see in the future with these kind of things, and the next video will be me replying to all these, and probably go in the direction of what you guys might want more. On top of some of my topics. So definitely let me know, guys, because we could make this a really fun channel together, honestly. Um, the channel explores everything mech related when it comes to any media, music, audiobooks, reading, like real books. I don't real books. Video games, anime, movies. I already said that. But also a little bit of just anime in general. So even like Japanese RPG games and stuff, anime games, anime in general, anime music. I make music too, so there's a lot of things I like to do. I'm inspired by, and this channel is also for you all to follow my writing journey. I'm writing a trilogy, and I am going to make a Patreon to help kind of jumpstart the book and the creation process, and um, get that situated, and also Patreon because I would like to turn my world into a trading card game. I love trading card games, and I really want to make one. I have a lot of ideas. I've played so many different ones. I really think I can do it, and I think I really can come up with a fun game. And I'm not just saying that. I really truly believe I can, and that's what this channel is. So if you would like to support my journey, please subscribe, and that all the information will be coming soon. It's only February. I have to move this month, so probably end of this month or next month, I might kind of get into that more. Maybe if I feel up to it, I may start trying to talk to you guys about it and start getting that going this month. We'll see. But I want to have my Patreon up, just more information, kind of a video showing you my plan, more almost like my business plan, my couple year plan, moving forward, so you guys know that I actually have a plan, and I'm very excited about it, and very driven, and I'm just really excited for you guys to be involved in my creation process. And this is very intimate and vulnerable and new to me. So please be kind and respectful, because I will not tolerate any of that. I'm a very sweet soul, and I will protect myself at all costs, and my family. Um, I have boundaries. I make sure I set those. You guys should do that too. Um, but enough yapping. I wanted to stream some PS5 today, but PSN is still down, so that's why I decided to do this. So I just want to say thank you guys, whether you were here the whole time or just dropped by in for a bit or skimming through this video. Um, Thank you. Appreciate you guys being part of this discussion, nerding out with me about mech, sci-fi, and everything we love. I will definitely have a more organized topic discussion. This was very more anxiety, ADHD, nerve driven. But hey, I made it past an hour, and I have to say I'm pretty proud of myself. So the next one will be a lot better because this was a test run for me, and this isn't that bad. I could do this. I know I can. So I guess what's next in future topics? I think this was a cool deep dive into some mechs and like why we fantasize about piloting them and some like horror elements in the beginning. Uh, we got a lot more coming, and I want to make sure you guys don't miss out. I'll be trying to cover more like mecha breakdowns, everything from combat styles to AI controlled warfare machines. Also diving more into the psychological sci-fi horror elements, why we fear the unknown so much, and why it's such a powerful storytelling tool. Um, Obviously, continuing our gaming sessions with Sin Duality, Echo of Ada. Also, we're releasing a review of that this weekend, um, probably tomorrow night. Um, Also, trying to have a review of the first 5 episodes of the anime as well, or not really review, like a kind of a discussion like this, breakdown, dissection, yeah, discussion video. Um, yeah, so just more deep, lower discussions, just talking about games and stuff I see and how I can incorporate that into my books and the parallels and why I find it interesting and maybe what it made me think about and that. So I'll probably like write notes like, hey, I was watching this and then made me think about this. What do you guys think? So if you're into that kind of stuff, please, because then you guys can drop down like, hey, I was watching this. What do you think about this? I want this to be a really back and forth kind of channel, and I'd love for you guys to be part of it. I'm open and loving to all, as long as you are too. I don't accept any of that negativity. No, we don't nothing. No negative against any kind of person at all will be tolerated. I want to say that now. No, 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 no. So I want this to be a safe space for every kind of human on the planet. Every kind of human. Every kind of human. Every kind of human. Okay. Want to cover more world building because I wanted to cover that more today, and I didn't really do this um, in this like I was going to, but that's okay. Probably get back to that. Like I said, I want to know what you guys want to see in future streams. Any specific animes, games, any even sci-fi concept or just concepts. Want to talk about any books you want to talk about? Um, just drop it in chat and let me know, guys, in the comments. Or if you're watching the replay. Oh, also, maybe what's your favorite personal mech or battle or moment in a sci-fi movie or anime history? What was a scene that like really blew your mind? Maybe a moment that made you think, "I wish I was in that cockpit." Maybe something that freaked you out about just the world or what was going on. Like what made you look, "Oh my god," just made me feel so oof. So, like I said, a lot of what we talked about today, fear technology, the power of fantasy, piloting, mech, AI-driven war, are major themes in my novel and trilogy. So, if you're into deep immersive sci-fi horror, you're going to love what I'm working on. Imagine a world where mechs are no longer just weapons; they're evolving. AI isn't just following orders; it's rewriting reality itself. The line between machine and human is blurring, and war is no longer about control; it's about survival. That's the world I'm trying to build. And I can't wait to share it with you. If you want to be part of this journey, I'll be sharing behind the scene insights soon, and you'll have a chance to help shape some of the world I'm building with me. So stay tuned for those details too. And here's one last question. If you were designing your own mech for a sci-fi universe, what would its core feature or philosophy be? Would it be a tank or high-speed assassin or something beyond human control? Would it be more realistic and um, like Armored Core, like Mech Warrior, like BattleTech, or would it be more like Gundam, Gurren Lagann, like stuff like that, or would it be like Power Ranger, like Mecha? What would yours be like? What would it look like? What would it feel like? Talk to me. I'd love to know. All right, guys, this was an amazing discussion. I can't wait to talk to you guys more. Can't wait to see what you guys have to say. All of that. Nerd out with me, please. And I just can't thank you guys enough for being here. Make sure you guys like the stream because it really helps get this content to more mecha and sci-fi fans. Make sure you subscribe because, well, you guys, if you like some more sci-fi, horror, gaming, mech stuff, subscribe. It's simple as that. Make sure you turn on your notifications so you never miss a stream or a new video. I'll make sure to have a schedule soon, working on that. And make sure you guys just join the community discussion. We'll be posting updates, polls, and behind the scenes stuff. So keep an eye out for that, all right? Until then, guys, keep dreaming, keep building, keep your mechs battle ready. Pilots, till next time, Project A.S.C.E.N.D, Ryan Hornick, out.